You see him?
Where'd he? Oh yeah, there he is. All right, get ready on the left. It's going fast.
Look out.
There!
Yes!
Whoa, that was so cool!
Up close animation.
Like, he just, like, died right at the last second before I got attacked. Hey, what is up, everyone? In today's video, we're talking about Easter eggs that can be found in the Sea of Thieves game from the 3 Origins comics we read over the last few weeks on the channel. If you haven't watched them yet, you can check out the full playlist in the description below. I would highly recommend checking those out before watching this because there's going to be some spoilers for stuff and I don't want to ruin the story because a lot of them were really good and I enjoyed it for the most part. So first I want to talk about the characters in the comics. Weirdly enough, only a few of the characters can be actually found in the Sea of Thieves world. Each of our main characters can be found. Humphrey the Hoarder can be found at Sanctuary Outpost along with Senior Trader Molly, and Madame Olivia is by herself and can be found over at my favorite island in the Sea of Thieves, and that's Plunder Outpost. However, the other side characters like Hogreth, Katya and Ebony from the second comic, and Ozani and Amani, along with Heathcliff from the third comic, are all not able to be found in the game, which is kind of weird because you'd figure that they would be at some kind of other outpost, since a lot of their stories were that they were, you know, the trading company representative at those different outposts within the world. So I don't know why we can't find them. I guess they didn't want to use the names of other characters that were already in. Maybe they're planning to do more Origins comics. I'm not sure. By the way, before anyone comments, I know I completely butchered all of those names, so sorry about that. Something interesting I noticed while researching this video is that all the NPCs for the trading companies have names that start with the same letter. So for gold hoarders, they all start with an H, like Humphrey. Merchants all start with an M, and Order of Souls all start with an O. Kinda weird, but I thought it was interesting and maybe y'all would be interested too. This is something that, like, at least for me, I didn't think about when I was, you know, playing the game and stuff. But then looking back and realizing this and like seeing the whole list of all the different trading company representatives, it's like, wow, how did I not notice that before? So one thing that connects the comics together is the presence of the Grand Maritime Union. We see this both in the first comic book and the second comic book. The third one, dealing with Madame Olivia, didn't really connect to the other two as much, but you know, they're all still within the same world. So while the Grand Maritime Union can't be found in-game yet, I wouldn't be surprised if one season we have like an update with them coming in and causing a war between them and other trading companies, and maybe we have to choose a side or we have to defend the trading companies or something. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. It seems like they're kind of setting it up for a future enemy, and I think that'd be cool to see. Another thing which was seen several times throughout the comics is gold hoarders with golden skin. We see this in game with all the NPCs for the gold hoarders, but did you know you can actually look like this too? Players who complete every combination for the Shores of Gold set of Tall Tales, so this is basically all the Tall Tales except for the Seabound Soul and Heart of Fire, and then the Pirates of the Caribbean ones. Those ones don't count in this. We're talking about basically the original set of Tall Tales that came out like 2 years ago, I think now. It's been a long time. Players who complete every combination of these will unlock the gold curse, making them look like a true gold hoarder. Similar to this, for the Order of Souls, completing the combinations for the second Shores of Gold Tall Tale will grant the Order of Souls curse. You get that Tall Tale by talking to Madame Olivia, which is who the third comic's about. So, there's your connection. So the Shores of Gold played a significant part of the price of gold Tall Tale. We see it at the end when the ship is collecting the gold to take back to the Shores of Gold, but we also see it when Humphrey is being initiated. In game, you can actually see the entrance to where they went for the initiation. It's pretty close to where all the stone statues are sitting in their thrones, and you probably will have to do it while you're doing the Shores of Gold Tall Tale. So if you haven't already done those, I would definitely check it out. That island is really cool to just explore all sorts of stuff, and you don't really have to worry about people coming because most of the time people don't head up there, so you're usually pretty safe and don't have to worry about others attacking you. I'm curious to know when the entrance to this area got destroyed. You can see it's all crumbled to pieces and stuff, so Humphrey doesn't seem that old. Obviously we don't have an age for him, but you have to assume that it couldn't have been too long before, like, you know, present day, if you want to say, in the game world, that this entrance got like all torn apart and crumbles that you can't enter. Obviously the real reason that we can't enter is because Rare doesn't want us to go inside, and it's not really designed for that yet. But I think having an in-world explanation for this would be really cool to find out. The last time we see the Shores of Gold is at the end of the comic when we see the Gold Hoarder in the throne room. This is the same room where you battled the Gold Hoarder during the end of the Shores of Gold Tall Tale. Next, looking at the second comic book, The Bonds of Union, we have our first big Easter egg when we see the deserters leave and become bilge rats. This is the group that both Lorena and Duke are a part of, and if you haven't talked to them before, you can find Lorena outside the tavern on any outpost. When Molly is stranded on an island, you can see some details that help locate this island. It's still pretty hard to tell like which island this is, but I believe that it's Snake Island. The terrain looks somewhat similar, and you can see a sea post off in the distance in one of the frames of the comic, which looks pretty similar in distance from the distance between Snake Island and Stephen Spoils, which is the sea post name, and whatever sea post this is from where Molly is on the island. So both of those distances seem pretty similar. That's what's kind of giving me the idea that this could be the same island. Towards the end of the comic, when you see Molly has set up her trading post and everything, we see one pirate that you can tell is a pirate legend based off their outfit. It is the same outfit you get upon reaching pirate legend in-game. There's a couple other outfits on characters that I'm pretty sure have been in outpost shops before, but I didn't think it was really necessary to go through all of them, so I just wanted to point out the pirate legend outfit because I thought that was a cool one. At the end of both The Price of Gold and Bonds of Union, our two main characters are talking to one of the leaders of the Sea Dogs. These NPCs can be found in the arena, and in case you don't know, the Sea Dogs run the arena and watch pirates kill each other as like a sport. So it's basically like the Sea of Thieves version of Squid Games. Next, let's look at the final comic book, The Vision of Order. The skull that Ozana brings to the girls is a hateful bounty skull. You can tell by the markings on it. The other time I saw a lot of Easter eggs was when Olivia had her vision. So we see lots of characters in the Sea of Thieves world, and I'm just going to run through them quickly. We see the Pirate Lord, Briggsy, the Gold Hoarder, Grace, and Salty. There weren't many other Easter eggs I could find in this final comic. This was very standalone, and I liked it. I thought the story was really good, but there wasn't much that connected it back to the game. However, one final thing I found interesting was the relationship between the different trading companies, which gives more context to some of the dialogue the various NPCs will give you when you talk to them in-game. So based off the comics, we found that the Gold Hoarders have a really lucrative relationship with the Order of Souls, and both coexist peacefully together, which makes sense if you think about how close they have their two shops set up on every outpost together. Usually they're really close together, and like they're basically like they could probably talk to each other while they're standing at their post. The opposite, however, can be seen with the Gold Hoarders and the Merchant Alliance, who don't like each other at all and do not coexist peacefully. This kind of also makes sense if we go by the logic of the Gold Hoarders and the Order of Souls being close together, because the merchants try to put themselves as far as they can away from the Gold Hoarders. The merchants are always on the dock, and the Gold Hoarders are usually far up inland. We don't really know how the Order of Souls and the Merchant Alliance feel about each other, but seeing as both are completely run by women, I could see them as having like a sort of unspoken alliance together, especially since Molly made such a big deal about how she likes to work with women instead of men. But that's everything I noticed in these three comic books. Definitely let me know what you saw, and if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be great if you left a like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye y'all.